It's no secret that I love the 100 View Challenge. I have finished it here on my YouTube just a few weeks ago, and I finished it on my Twitch just last week. And both of those times, I finished it with only one matriarch. On YouTube, she was getting close to Elder. However, on my Twitch, she wasn't even halfway through Young Adult because I have figured out the exact formulas to get through this challenge really, really fast. So I think you would say I'm pretty experienced with this challenge. So I've come up with 28 tips to make the 100 Challenge easier and faster. So here are 28 tips to help you with the 100 View Challenge. Let's start with the matriarch. The traits of your matriarch are really important as they affect the day-to-day life of your challenge. I typically give mine a creative trait to help with making money, neat freak so she can keep everything clean and clean autonomously as well, and family oriented since she's about to have 100 babies. It just makes sense. Traits are, however, completely up to you, but these are what I found to best suit the challenge. Aspirations are also really important because as you complete them, you get bonus traits and abilities and satisfaction points. However, we'll talk about satisfaction points later on in the video. I typically start mine off with a creative one based on what they're gonna do for money, and then just grind it out while they only have a few babies at home. Then I typically go for the super parent aspiration, which is from Parenthood, as it helps with parenting skill gain and has a reward trait. Some of the best aspirations that I have found to work on are painter extraordinaire, best-selling author, musical genius, nerd brain, and again, super parent. You could also do the big happy family aspiration, which has an amazing reward trait. However, that has some extra steps and would slow down the challenge. If you aren't looking to really speed through this challenge, consider doing that one very early on because it will help a lot later. Now let's talk about matriarch skills. Having the right skills for your matriarch makes this challenge so much easier. The most important ones, in my opinion, are charisma, handiness, and parenting. When you max charisma, you unlock really good interactions that make wooing sims so much easier. If you start with an enchanting introduction, you almost always get that first kiss option right after. Then you can go straight to having a baby. It works wonders. Handiness is also a great skill to have as it saves you money when you first are starting out because you can repair and upgrade all of the appliances in your house to save you money. You can also upgrade your beds at certain levels. Once you get to level 6 handiness, you can upgrade your bed with the massage controls upgrade, which increases energy gain during sleep and naps. And then level 8, you can upgrade to mattress firmness, which upgrades the mattress firmness to allow sims to have a more restful sleep and wake up in a positive mood. Both are amazing for this challenge. Lastly is parenting. When you max the parenting skill, you get the ability to do super efficient baby care for babies, which fixes all of their needs with one interaction and is really helpful. However, there is a cooldown on that interaction, so if you have multiple babies, you just have to use it for one and then wait for the cooldown to come back so you can use it on another one. Let's talk about reward traits. Reward traits aren't super necessary, nor are they available at the very start of the game, but they are amazing when you can afford them. First, to get satisfaction points, you have to finish aspirations. You can also come over here to the left and achieve their wants and fears. Once you have enough points, you can find them right here. You can go to the reward store. You can buy all kinds of potions and traits, but we're looking specifically at traits. Now, what traits you buy are completely up to you, but the ones that I love are Morning Sim and Night Owl, as it helps with skill gain. Creative Visionary, which helps with painting and writing, if those are your ways of making money. Beguiling, which makes it so you can make a sim flirty immediately. Fertile, which makes it easier for your sim to get pregnant, and also a higher chance of twins or triplets. And Great Kisser, as it raises charisma with every single kiss. There's lots of amazing reward aspirations like Never Weary, Forever Full, Forever Fresh, but those are expensive and I definitely recommend going for the cheaper ones first and then always working your way to the more expensive ones. The next important thing is the house. My biggest suggestion to you is to use a micro home. Every single one of these tricks does work on its own. However, having a micro home amplifies it so much that it makes a huge difference. If you have tiny living, you can make your house into a tiny home, which is 32 tiles total. To do that, go up here to the venue info and then you can choose tiny home residential, and then over here is the tiers of tiny home, and you can see that the micro home has less bills, relationships are doubled, as well as double skill gain and a few other things. The biggest thing for us is the relationships and the skill gain. Because of the relationship boost, we can befriend and woo the baby donors so much faster, which makes your matriarch age slower because she's pregnant more often. The second thing is skill gain. Because skills increase at double the standard rate, it makes a huge difference. You can get the kids and the toddlers leveled up so much faster in their skills so that they can get A's faster. These two things are the main reason why I was able to finish the 100 challenge with only one matriarch twice. If you don't want to commit to a tiny home, you can technically cheat. If you draw a wall like this, so it's not connected to any of the walls that you want to connect it to, and then move it with this move button, you make a full room without counting against the tile limit. Like I said, this is a cheat. It doesn't fully work. It doesn't count itself as a room, so it counts each thing as like an individual wall. There's no roof, there's no flooring. However, you can easily just pop a roof on that, and it doesn't really matter all that much. As you can see, the lighting on the walls is different because there's sunlight, And if you go to different times of the day, you can very much tell that it's different. And if we were to put flooring in there, this is where you can really see the lighting difference right here. It could also cause weather to be able to get inside the house, but it's really up to you if you want to do it this way, but it is an option. Now let's talk about lot traits. Lot traits are very similar to traits for your Sims. However, they're just for your home lot. You can choose whichever lot traits you would like. However, these are what I have found to be very helpful. I have good schools, which helps your kids do better at homework and get better grades. Child's play, which helps children learn their skills much faster. And on ley line, which makes it so your Sim is more likely to have twins and triplets. Most people don't like having this one for this challenge because it can be a challenge to have multiple babies all the time and not being able to get everyone out in time to have space for the babies and also become pregnant right after. However, with all of these tips that I'm giving you, I really haven't had an issue with this at all. I have an easy time to get everyone out and don't really have an issue of having a full household. Again, this is completely up to you. However, this is what I found to work the best. To go along with having a tiny home, put everything outside. Right now, my house only holds beds. It just holds beds for my kids. Everything else is outside. I have a roof over a large portion for protecting from weather and the sun if you have vampire children. And everything is out here. The bathroom's out here, tents, all of the skill gaining, everything's out here. Food is out here, tables out here, computers, babies are out here, all the toddler stuff, skill gains, bathroom, sleeping for the toddlers, everything. It's all out here. Also, to go along with the beds, you can notice that I don't have any toddler bed because these tents are toddler beds. They also double as skill gain for toddlers, but we'll talk about that later on. But these tents are from Dream Home Decorator and you can use them for toddler beds. You can also use them for kid beds if you don't have enough money to afford full beds for them because children can also sleep in here. If you have Dream Home Decorator, this is a must-have for this challenge. Going along with beds, I highly recommend to get the most expensive bed in the game, which is this Princess Cordelia's single bed. It is almost 10,000 simoleons per bed, so this isn't something you can do at the beginning of the challenge, but as you get money, you can be able to afford these. Mix this with the upgrades from having handiness, and your Sims regain energy so fast, it just takes a few hours to get a full night's sleep. Now, this might be a personal preference, but I like to put my babies in a baby corral. Children Sims love to interact with their younger siblings. They love to go up to the bassinets and play with them and make faces and hang out with them, but that's really annoying for the matriarch when the matriarch has to take care of them. So instead of fighting the kids to have access to the babies, I just lock them in this corral with a fence, and this gate is locked so that only my matriarch can go inside. Don't use high chairs. Just don't. They're a waste of time. Let the toddlers be free. Street art gallery. The best way I've found to make money quickly is by painting. Once you finish with the paintings, get yourself a street art gallery from City Living. You can sell all of your paintings on here and increase the prices to 300% and sell them to your neighbors for an amazing profit. You can also get the digital sketch pad for your Sim as it is cheaper to create paintings and they get completed so much faster. A super easy way to make a little extra money is this nano touchless trash can. It gives you money for your trash. You get 10 simoleons per plate per person in this household. So while you're not getting rich from this, it's a great way to get a little extra cash for your trash. And you see it does have a cooldown period though, so if you have a lot of trash, you may want more than one. Fridge display. This fridge display from Get to Work is amazing for feeding toddlers. It acts like a fridge, but your toddler's able to walk up and grab food all on their own without needing someone to feed them. Banquet tables. Adding a banquet table instead of a fridge is also a super fast way to make food. Just have your teen or adult Sims serve food. You can also serve assortments or serve all as well. Then drag your food over to the refrigerated display and you are good to go. The only reason I have this fridge and stove here is because of the birthday cake. If I put the birthday cake in this display, my Sims still will eat it even if there's candles on it. I don't understand why, but that's why. That's the only reason I have a fridge though. Bathroom stalls. Bathrooms take up a lot of space, so I made an outdoor bathroom with toilet stalls and shower stalls from Discover University. Your Sims don't become embarrassed if they are using either of these items and have someone else walk in, so they are definitely a must-have. Next up are woohoo clubs. If you have a get together, you can create clubs, which is amazing for baby making. You can add certain requirements such as age and certain club activities like romantic, kiss, and even woohoo. And you could change who you do it with as well. It could be with everyone, clubs, or a specific age. Then you just give it a name, give it an icon, and then you can add Sims right from here. You can also invite them via conversation. Once you have a Sim in your club, you can start a gathering either on the lot you are currently on, or you can set a gathering point for the club that you can go to as well for your club gatherings. This makes it super easy to romance other Sims and try for babies. I typically only add one Sim at a time, and then I start the club gathering. Once you're pregnant, you can kick them out of the club and add someone new for next time. This is especially great before you max your charisma skill, but once you max your charisma skill, it's not as needed. Woohooing off lot. Instead of bringing your donuts to your home lot, I recommend having a lot that you move them into close to your house. You can easily travel between them and set it as a tiny home for perks. If you need to build on the lot, just type bb.enable free build into the cheat menu, or go into the lot via Manage Worlds and set up the meeting place. Mine just has a little house with a bed, a woohoo bush, and a toilet stall from Discovery University so that they can take a pregnancy test. I also have the lot traits set for convivial and romantic aura and online line, so things go smoother. Sadness. Despite all the life created in this challenge, there can also be a lot of death and sadness. Sadness from death affects Sims for 2 whole days and can really get in the way of other tasks. I found that the fastest way to get rid of the sad moodlet is to dribble with the basketball hoop from City Living. After about an hour or so in game, the entire moodlet disappears and you can return to normal activities. This basketball hoop also doubles as great skill gain for teens. Nightlights. If you're tired of your kids getting scared of monsters under the bed, this nightlight will keep that from happening so that everyone can get a good night's sleep. It's called Corral the Defender Wall Light, and it's from base game. And honestly, it's great for any gameplay, not just the 100 baby challenge. All right, now on to toddlers. Toddler skills are often one of the most tedious things to do in this challenge, so here is the fastest way to complete each skill. To complete the thinking skill, the fastest way I have found to accomplish this is through the watching interaction. Watch is a friendly interaction toddlers can do on any sim, child and up, and makes it go up very fast. The only downside of this method is that the interaction can only be done one at a time. So if the toddler is watching someone, you can't queue up the additional watching because the interaction is gone. However, what I typically do is pause my game, then queue up as many watching interactions as I can, then unpause it and let the toddler do its thing. Potty. There is really only one way to get to potty skill, and that is by having a teen or adult potty train them. They only need potty trained until level 2, then they can do it on their own. If you only have one adult and 2 toddlers and need trained, you can also have it the second toddler watch the first toddler learn how to potty, and they will learn the potty skill as well. However, it isn't a very fast way to do it, but it can help. Imagination. The imagination skill is one of the easiest. However, you do need Dream Home Decorator for it. If you don't have that pack, the fastest base game way I have found is to raise imagination just by playing with a toy. If you have Dream Home Decorator, you're going to want this tent, which hopefully you will already have, as it doubles as a bed for your toddlers. Just have your toddler play inside to raise the skill. If you have a micro home, you should only need them to do it once. If you have a different size home, you'll need to do it 2 or 3 times. Move-in is another semi-challenging one that took me a long time to figure out. You need the toddler stuff pack for this. Just have your toddler slide on the slide a bunch of times to raise the skill. If you don't have that pack, you can have the toddler do self interactions of take off clothes or wander, as well as use blocks. I've also found that if you have a teen or adult that is not pregnant, toddlers can also play with those sims, which raises the movement skill very, very quickly as well. Communication. Communication is the easiest of all these skills. All you need is a Blurfy from base game or a pack. There's lots of them in there. Just have them babble to Blurfy for a little while and you will be at level 3 in no time. With all of these skill building tasks, I do recommend queuing up a lot of the same interaction at once, especially for babbling, potty, sliding, and watching, as it does really help with the speed. Moving on to kids. Kids are the second most challenging age. However, I have figured out how to age them up after just 2 school days. Starting with day 1, when they age up into a child. Fix any needs that they have and have them do their homework. Then if you have the Parenthood pack, grab a project for each kid to work on. This raises skills and school performance. If you don't have Parenthood, have them work on a skill instead. Creativity is probably the easiest because they can play in the tent just like toddlers, and you won't need any additional items. On the second day of childhood, which is the first day of school, if you follow the previous instructions, they should return home with a B in school. So once they get home, again, have them fill their needs and then have them do their homework. When they finish their homework, they will have extra credit work. If they have a B in school, have them complete the extra credit work. After the extra credit work, have them do another project. If you're running out of time for this project, you can have siblings and your matriarch help so that it finishes faster. However, if they don't have their skills all the way up to a level 4, don't let anyone help them, as it'll make it harder to get the skill. On the third day of childhood, which is the second day of school, they should return home with an A. If they don't have an A, just repeat everything from the previous day. But if they do have an A, age them up. Now, teens. Teens are relatively easy compared to the other life stages, but you do have to put a little work in. So on the day they age up from a child to a teen, just like they did before as kids, fix their needs and have them do their homework. Once they're with their homework, you can have them do a project, but make sure it's a teen level project, as they do have children level and teen projects. And then extra credit. Teens should also start with extra credit work, so they should complete that as well. On the next day, when they return home from school, they should come home with an A. And if they don't, repeat everything from the previous day. And if they have an A, age them up, and then you can move them out. And that is all of my tips. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope I maybe helped you learn a new thing or two for this challenge. If you decide to speedrun this challenge, be sure to let me know in the comments, and if you stream it or if you make a video of it, I would love to see these tips in action. So be sure to let me know if you're doing this on your own. I will say all of the tips that I figured out are ones that I figured out during my gameplay. There are other solutions to the issues that I share as well. So this is not a comprehensive list of everything that you might find in other videos of how to do the 100 challenge. This is just what I have found to work best for me to get me through the challenge really, really fast. So with that, if you have any other suggestions on how to do things faster, be sure to leave them in the comments. And hopefully these tips don't become obsolete in the next month or so when we get the infant update. So there might be a new video of this coming out in the next year with the infants. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see how that works out. I also will be redoing this challenge once the infants come out. So if you want to see that, come over to my Twitch channel. It's linked down below. It's _. Because as soon as the infants come out, I think we're restarting this challenge, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to see how it works then. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!